Alright guys, I'm not even gonna mount you on the glass right now. Just gonna give you a tip. So it's about 25, 26 degrees right now. I just salted not that long ago, and look at that. All I'm doing is smearing around. There's nothing building up in my box. I mean, there is, but not very much at all. What I'm doing is basically I'm creating a brine with the material that I have on the ground. Come on, come on. Okay, you just stay there. Oh my gosh. But basically what I'm doing is creating a brine, and then I'm just smearing my material around, and it's gonna keep everything wet right there. You know, obviously it'll kind of wear out as we keep getting snow, but in a light snow like this, you know, it's real easy to keep a lot of your slush build up and stuff like that off your pavement by doing this. So, and you can get rid of a lot of that material there. See, so as I'm pushing it around, I can actually get rid of some of that buildup material with my brine. I just put it in my box and basically mix it up with what I've got in there, and then the salt is actually melting everything down into a slush. I've done it a lot. You know, I really never have any issues with it refreezing or anything like that, and it'll push off. It doesn't create any problems. After, you know, after you get more snow on it, you just push it right off. But it is a little time saver, and like right now, otherwise we just be letting everything kind of build up because there's not enough on here to push. But you know, doing this, we're getting a lot of our material kind of melted down with our salt. So I'm just doing my main drive lane and my main, you know, entrance area here and stuff like that. And then as you're doing this, you know, obviously you're not burning any fuel. Look at that. See how clean that is? All I'm doing is smearing material around. So it's got a thin layer of slush brine, you know, mix on it. And then as vehicles come in, they're also going to track that around the parking lot as well. Not much. I really don't count on a lot of that, but this gives us something to do until we get enough material to push around, and two, it saves us a lot of time up here. And I've never really felt like there's any sense in just getting rid of this material because there's salt here, so you're actually using the salt for something now instead of just not using it for anything. So let's jump up a gear. We're gonna go ahead and run these drive lanes a little bit. I just wanted to kind of get that cleaned up there. Salt's kept the drive lanes nice and soft. There they are back here. Hopefully you can see that. I figured I'd just do some camera work with my hand. Yep, that looks pretty good. Now I can scrape it with my box blade, but I don't want to do that because it's going to pull all the material off of it, or a lot more material than what my pusher would. So I heavily salt my dock doors. I've got to pull all the dock doors out, but I heavily salt them just in case, you know, they park the trailer and then I can't get into it to pull it out. See, like that one, they're all still pretty wet. We've been snowing now for, I mean, if you call this snow, it's the lightest snow that I think we've had in a couple years. Look at that. See how much moisture's in that? Just that slurry. That's what's helping keep all that wet, is all that slurry, all that moisture in there, and salt. It's basically, you make a brine, and it's just, you're pushing it around in that box, and it helps quite a bit. I mean, it'll melt off and take a lot of this material and kind of make it into brine until your brine basically wears out. You won't have enough salt in it to do a lot. But anyways, figured I'd give you that little tip. Works good for me. Maybe it'll work good for some of you guys that are just getting into doing snow removal and stuff like that. You can do the same thing with a plow truck. You know, you just run your plow. A lot of times when I was doing parking lots like this with a plow truck, I'd run my plow straight I know that sounds stupid, but it just kind of you want to turn that stuff on your moldboard, and you just want to push it around the parking lot. You don't really want to windrow it and take it off. You want to leave that brine on the parking lot, but you want to get it working. So there's where we just went, right there. Looks pretty good. Let's take some of this heavier snow over here, and see, it's got salt. You can see the salt burning through right there. So basically we just added some salt to our brine now, and this was pre-treated, but I did not hit a lot of this when I came down the second time. So we'll take some of this material, and then we'll run back through some of our lighter stuff and see if we can keep it all brined up, depending on what this super trucker does. And I'll tell you what, if you guys do anything around truck drivers, they will wear you out. They will wear you out. They wear me out. Maybe they won't wear you out, but they wear me out. I just don't understand. Anyways, there's a lot of our brine. See how it's starting to get a little thicker now because we took that snow material up there. So I've already ran through here a couple times, so we might be wearing our brine out. We might be basically running out of salt. But now all that is still treated because it's a brine mix. It shouldn't really freeze. Generally, I don't have a problem with that. There's some salt. We'll try to pick up some of that. We'll go through this lighter area because obviously this has probably got, yeah, you can see a lot of salt. Just go back around here. See if we can get this back half of the drive lane done. See, those are the last two passes we did over there. And I love this pusher. Even though, for my new setup, I do have a new setup that I'm gonna work on for next year. It's pretty awesome. We'll see what happens. I may try an avalanche pusher, just because I always thought, you know, I've got a slip hitch on my Boss, and I never really thought. I mean, they rave like, oh, you know, sectional's amazing and it cleans better, and I have a steel trip edge. Well, so if you watch, especially over there, when I make this turn, I'll show you guys. This is a big asphalt parking lot, and asphalt is never, I mean, asphalt or concrete are never truly flat. Asphalt, I feel like, has more dimples and divots and stuff like that in it than concrete does. That being said, maybe a sectional would do a little better in here, because then it would go into the small indentations and stuff like that in the asphalt. I'm watching for Brine. He's over on the other side letting the machine warm up. But anyways, as we go up here, you can see how the snow covered areas, those are all low areas in the asphalt, because you can tell where I scraped really good. That's pretty flat right there. But then, you know, you see some of the areas that are still white. Well, if we had an avalanche with the sectional moldboard and trip edge and all that, it might actually clean the parking lot that much better. Not that this is bad. I mean, that's pretty good scraping for something that's fairly wet. But you know, if you can get better, you get better. This place is purely hourly, so it doesn't do anything to me to do it faster, better, quicker. But I like to provide a really good service. That we've had this place down here for a long time, and they know what they're going to get with us. And I've had multiple other places try to get me that are around here, and I said, nope, I'm happy where I'm at. I know the parking lot, they're happy with me. Until they want to make a change, I'm staying there. So anyways, but there's mixing a little bit of brine. I don't know, maybe it'll help you guys. You might try it out in your lots. Like I said, you can use it with a pusher, you can use it with a box blade, you can use it with a plow truck, you can use it with a rear blade on a tractor. All you need to do is move that material, but try not to move it off the parking lot. You want to leave it in there and let that brine kind of work and keep it clear. Because see, look at this. This is where we were a little bit ago, up here in front, and see, it's still clear, it's still wet. I've got wet material coming out of my box right now. So, anyways, hope that little trick will help you guys. If it doesn't, sorry I wasted your time. Maybe you got a little bit of enjoyment of watching the tractor run around the parking lot. But we'll see you guys later, and we'll have more snow videos because we'll be filming this entire storm. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks.